I wasn't doing a video, but I want to share this song. I want this girl to win road march so bad, eh? Best soca outside it. This song makes me feel the one jump up.
You could do better than that. Nothing is wrong, but it's not what you do, but how you do it. How bad you really do it.
Oh, let me see that video.
Well, alright. Come with me.
Tune into that song. They have nothing out there. That's the best soca for here. Patrice Roberts, you have my full support. And Mr. Robert Amar, I hear this morning saying that you're supporting this song. I start that first. That's soca. That's the best soca. Soca girl. First time I hear this girl sing years ago, I say Patrice, she had places to go. Don't give me no split, guys. This big tune. And she's nice to look at too, eh? She's pretty. Hey, Max, you said a message, man? You got dressed now. Good night, Alan in Dubai. I want to give a shout out to the frontline crew that did a video tonight at 8 o'clock. If you didn't see it, it's on my wall. Check it out. Real good information. I wasn't doing a show, but we have some information about this. Pixie turn collide. We gotta deal with that. But seriously though, this girl, Patrice Roberts, the first year she had come out, I wonder if I could find this. The first year, I saying the first year she come out, and I could be wrong because all you might have known her before, but the first year she come out and sing this. Just now, I'm trying to find it. And I'm typing with one finger. I think this is the song. Oh, that's not it. No, that's not it. Yes, sir. That is 2005. Patrice Roberts, 2005. Right your name. The Islands is the name of the song. And then she ended up in Ecstatic, which I never understood. Because she was to have a career of her own. That is her and the black Spaniard. We call himself the Viking now. We call himself the Black Spaniard. On a shorter chair, sorry. Anyway, I pause that. Could you just get on, eh? You say, brother man, is a DJ or you're talking? A little bit of both. Don't stunt. You can fall along and butt your head. Seriously, tonight wasn't meant to be a video. So, I just passing through, but listening to the conversation today, I want you to, I read it, last night I did a video, we didn't save it, we had some songs in it that we didn't have permission to use. So rather than fight up with Facebook, we let it go. I want to deal with the issue of these people making a joke of us asking for a donation of a fridge. The Progressive Empowerment Party is not a funded party. We're not a corrupt party. We're not selling our soul. Everything that we own, somebody donates or lends or gives. That's it. That's how our party is building. It is all of our party. And I keep saying, I said in a meeting, a day will come, I and some of the leadership that is there now will not be there. Other people will be there. And the party must still go on. We're building something. So everything that comes together is you see how some of these people, it's hard for them to let go of power. Me? Easy. I see people in Jericho, how easily I walk. And when I say walk, I'm still there and helping. But to pass over control, I have no problem with that. Because I as a kind of fella, I'm happy with less. Cornflakes and peanut butter. But anyway, we need a fridge. It doesn't have to be a massive fridge, a small fridge. And it's for you all. It's to have milk and sugar and all that stuff for weekends, for Saturday meetings. When you come to the meeting, those who are going to want coffee and thing, we had to have milk and sugar and that kind of stuff. So if you want to help us, we need a small fridge. It doesn't have to be a big fridge. It doesn't have to be a brand new fridge. If you have a fridge, you're not using it, you want to lend us, we don't mind borrowing it. But anyway, I'm just saying that. Yeah? But, so, and I see certain people who consider themselves activists think that that is something to laugh at. I just feel proud because we could clearly demonstrate we are not no deep pocket $50 million party. We're begging for fridge. So anyway, last night video though, we dealt with this issue of Maxi Coffee and his release. And I want to take it apart a little more. I just want you to watch this. Sunati Maharaj had said 5 years ago that traditional media will survive social media because traditional media vets its stories. It doesn't rush to publish. It uses something called due diligence. I wrote those two words down. Due diligence. Sunati Maharaj said, the difference between traditional media and social media is that traditional media is more trustworthy because they vet their stories and they utilize due diligence. Nice. So, Sunati, yesterday, on the 6th of February, what is the date today? Today is the 8th of February. On the 6th of February, at 20:54, 8 o'clock in the night, 6 minutes to 9, a post was put out on the page of Maxi Coffee MP Lahoketa Talparo. Those of you who don't understand the difference between your profile if you're on social media right now and you don't understand the difference between your profile and a page and a group could have many admins and moderators. You could have hundreds of admins and moderators responsible for the operation of the page. But a page is different to a group and a profile page, because a profile page you can only have one person, you. But a page, like a fan page or a community page, all of the moderators, when they post, it could be Jim, Sally, Mary, Indrani, when they type and hit send, it posts as the name of the page. So when the Progressive Empowerment Party, we have about 21 moderators, when any of them posts, it comes out as Progressive Empowerment Party. So Maxi Coffee, MP for Lauketa Talpara, this is not his profile. This is a page. So anyway, when I was tagged and brought to this thing, I read it. Because I know Maxi Coffee. Once a week, Maxi and I would sit down and chat. Maxi have some... He's not a stupid man. He was my editor at the Mirror. And we would talk. And when I read this, I tried, when I read something that, if I read something by Bill Clinton or something by Barack Obama or something by Fidel Castro, something by Nelson Mandela, if I read something by Wayne Dyer, if I read something by Deepak Chopra, if I am reading something from you, I tend to hear it in your voice, in my head, in your style. And it didn't sound like Maxi. But in the rush to deal with what happened next, because we just follow it as a thread, because it happened in the night. And we didn't think that it was a stunt. We just thought, Maxi put out a post. The post attacked me, no problem. The post attacked me harshly for inquiring as to Maxi's condition repeatedly. And that I am not letting that go. If you know me, you know. I like a pit bull. If I bite down on something, I'm not letting go until it bleed. So Maxi at some point is going to have to come straight. So we dealing, and I watching, and I taking my hit, no problem. But I also watched the entire thread and all the comments. Yes, there were a handful of PNM sycophants that came to, God bless you, Maxi, we carry the train at your wedding. But the overwhelming majority of the comments, and they are not people, they're just people. And the overwhelming majority of the people on the post take him to task for the indecency of the post. And people have been talking since all over Trinidad. Because, and this is how it became, this is how I know it's a stunt. You see, the PNM plays a game. And I see them a mile away. They use something and they create a conversation here or a stunt here so that the media could pick it up and run with it and make it like a story. I remember, you see this fellow Samson Hampton, he's dumb as a block. He worse than a clay block. You could have a conversation with a clay block. Samson just stupid. And in a conversation once, Samson was telling a government minister, the country is talking about this. And I asked him right there, I said, who? He said, everybody wants to know. I said, who? There's a major issue in the, who? I am my communications, we do media monitoring. We monitor everything. We monitor all conversations. And nobody's talking about this. Not on the ground, not in the taxis, not in the water coolers, not on social media. So who? But that is what media does. Media could stunt and media could say that everybody think this or everybody say that, and you might think that they're being honest. But that's the reason media is dying. Because Suniti Mirage was wrong. That media doesn't vet and it doesn't use due diligence. What media does is media sells an agenda. Media is for sale. So most of their stories might just be harmless, normal, journalistic stories. But that's not the real purpose of the media. The real purpose of the media is to control what you think and how you think it. So this stunt, when I woke up the following morning to find out Hema Ramkisoon read it, I said, but this doesn't make any sense. Because up till that point, before Hema read it, it had 22 comments. 22. When I put up a post about Maxi Coffee, asking about Maxi Coffee, it gets hundreds of comments, hundreds of shares. And Hema never read one on CNC3. So I was trying to ask myself, is this personal? Is Hema attacking me? Is this Hema's bosses attacking me through Hema's show using this Maxi post? But by the time I realized that it was in the Express and then the Newsday, I understood what this was. It was a stunt. It was a setup. The Maxi Coffee was going to say something, and then the media was going to take it and attack Phillip Edward Alexander and the Progressive Empowerment Party. No problem. So they did it, and it flopped. It flopped bad. Because on all of their social media pages, Guardian, Express, CNC3, TV6, Newsday, on all of their pages, they get bad licks. The public turned on the media. And on the radio today, on the talk shows today, people are asking, and somebody sent me one, and it said, somebody called in and said to the person operating the show, Phillip Alexander is not in government. Phillip Alexander is not in the opposition. Why is Maxi Coffee addressing his release to Phillip Alexander when the entire country want to know, what is your condition? Where are you? What is it costing us? Can you return to work? But I'm sticking a pin. I know, listening, I stop talking. Anytime is an issue that is beyond my ability to control it, in the moment, I adopt an observer's point of view. So now I am listening, I am looking, I am monitoring, and I am listening to everybody speak. I'm looking for the memes, I'm listening to the radio, and I'm listening to everyday people when they talk about it. My mother, my father, I want their opinion, and I'm just listening. And I'm not defending me, I'm not defending the Progressive Empowerment Party, and I'm not defending our opposition. I'm just listening. And a doctor said something. In a joke. He was making a joke. But he's a doctor. And he said, what kind of stroke Maxi Coffee had that make him quicker, brighter, and faster after the stroke than before? Because that sounds like a stroke other people want to have. And he was making a joke. Because that's when it clicked in my head what I was missing. I thought it didn't sound like Maxi. I thought it sounded scripted. But what clicked in my head was, Maxi, before the first stroke, couldn't talk like that. Maxi after the second stroke, and you could read his columns. Go and look, Maxi used to write a column in the Guardian. Go and read Maxi Coffee's writing. Because people talk and write the same way. What you're doing is you're communicating. You're talking what you're hearing in your head, or you're writing what you're hearing in your head, but you're communicating. Maxi, before the first stroke, didn't speak like this. And when you listen to Maxi, who was made the Minister of Communications for Keith Rowley, after his first stroke, he was very slow. In fact, I used to feel bad because people would attack him for his physical impediment, and I would say, hey, man is recovering from a stroke. Maxi had a second massive stroke that threw him down to the point where Sinclair Medical Center, which is one of the best in Trinidad, couldn't deal with Maxi. They flew him out of Trinidad. They evacuated him for attention. You do not recover from a stroke like that in 4 months. And this is why I've been asking for a fit for work certificate. This is not to mess with Maxi Coffee. The reason you ask for a fit for work certificate is not just about if you can do the job. It's to make sure that you don't drop down dead under the pressures of the job, because you're now different than before you had the stroke. An uncle of mine had a heart attack a couple months ago. Every single afternoon, before that heart attack, he would do 2-3 laps around the sun. He like that. He like that. No matter when you talk to him, he like that. In his 6 days, but he like that. right after the heart attack, he is now a different human being. He is measured, he is calm, his diet, his lifestyle, everything is different. Because he had a heart attack, something that could have killed him. He survived it. Like Maxie, if he is still alive, because at this point, we do not know if Maxie Coffee is alive. We do not know. It's like today, all that information about them stopping something for carnival, I don't even tell you, notice I don't comment on those things anymore. I just trying to wait out this government, you know. Literally want the country to survive Keith Rowley and his bandit clan. At this point, I don't care what they say they're doing, or they did, or they're planning. I'm just trying to get the country to survive them. So, my position here was, I'm not going to fight this issue from the position. But somebody told me today, that they, now getting plenty calls from the States. I get plenty calls from the States because Walter Reed Hospital, which is the name that the government gave, that Maxie is supposed to be in, is not a normal hospital. It is mostly a military hospital. And again, that rang some bells. And they say Walter Reed Hospital in Washington. I'm hearing Walter Reed Hospital is not in Washington. We have people based overseas. As you're aware, the Progressive Empowerment Party has a massive overseas. We have chapters in Florida, New York City, Canada, England, Australia. Party growing. We have people on the ground. So our people started to make some inquiries. Nobody can find Maxie Coffee nowhere in any register of any medical in any state. So we don't know what's going on. And we don't know now if Maxie Coffee is alive. And if he is alive, there is every likelihood that Maxie is brain dead. Because I have another friend. Her mother had a stroke and she's on life support about 4 years now. They don't know what to do with her. They don't think she could ever come back, but she's alive and she's on life support. And there's every likelihood that Maxie Coffee is like that. For the rest of whatever his mortal existence will be, he'll be on life support. And if he is fortunate that he is being rehabilitated and that he is recuperating, Maxie Coffee is not doing cartwheels, no matter what Stuart Young tell you. And Maxie Coffee is not getting ready to return to work, no matter what Keith Rowley tell you. It is not possible. I will tell you this. His doctors are going to sit him down and tell him every day from here going forward is a gift. You have no guarantee. You've had 2 massive strokes. You have no guarantee that you will wake up every tomorrow. We can't give you days. We will put you on medication to thin your blood, and we will put you on medication to calm your blood pressure. And we're telling you, live a simple, calm life. Maxie Coffee, if you bring him back as the Member of Parliament for La Hoqueta Talparo, he will die. Like Patrick Manning died. Patrick Manning ignored his doctors and went back in the Parliament. It took him 2 years. Went back in the Parliament. But you see, when you survive a mortal injury like a heart attack or a stroke, you never come back to 100%. You never. And your job every day, your full-time job every day, is to manage and monitor all of your systems in your life. You have to eat on time, you have to take medication on time, you have to rest on time. Maxie is not coming back to function as a full Member of Parliament for La Hoqueta Talparo. Keith Rowley said that he and his government going to do a walkabout in La Hoqueta Talparo. So they're trying to sneak an advantage for an election that they know they have to call. But they're getting pissed that I am asking, where is Maxi Coffee? Because the constituents not asking yet. The constituents don't understand that they are not being represented. This is a country that is so badly run for so long. And you see what I call it? Third world shithole. We'll get to that. This is a country that's so badly run for so long that the people don't know. The people of La Hoqueta Talparo don't understand that Maxi Coffee is being paid to represent them. And if he is incapacitated, they are losing. They are being shortchanged because they don't have a representative. The government, PNM, is trying to play politics and is going to do a walkabout in La Hoqueta Talparo to test their popularity on the ground. Keith Rowley, you are in for a rude surprise. Nobody like you. Nobody want you. And even the people of La Hoqueta Talparo are going to vote against the PNM whenever that by-election is called. Maxi Coffee is not coming back to Trinidad as Minister of Communications. The fact that they tried to make him Minister of Communication, Minister of Planning and Administration, and Member of Parliament for La Hoqueta Talparo is why he had that second massive stroke. His body is compromised at the most critical juncture, his brain. He is compromised. He is no longer whole. For a fully fit person, government takes a lot out of you. Takes a lot. I'm telling you, this politics sucks me dry daily. I can only imagine what it is like to be a full-time minister. Maxi Coffee was compromised when they made him the Minister of Communication and Minister of Planning and Administration. And that is what gave him the second stroke. He was never present as Member of Parliament. He just stunted, he just won, and there's a picture in an office somewhere. But the constituents don't have an MP. They've never had one. A compromised man was sent there to pretend. And the ruse continues. But if Maxi comes back, and I am telling Trinidad and Tobago this, and if Keith Rowley tries to stunt to prove a point, Maxi Coffee will drop dead in a month. He will drop dead in a month. And it will be Keith Rowley's fault. I'll tell you why. I've said it before. You never recover from that. When they tell you that you have cancer, your happily ever after chances, 0. You could never, ever, remission and all of those things. Lay their hand and the cancer disappear and all that bullshit, and I love all those stories. But at some point, like a bad game of hide and seek, you turn a corner and cancer right there. Back again. This time worse, because it was hiding. My neighbor, we share a wall. I told Trinidad this. Young, vibrant business owner, gym trainer, 6-pack, ripped. Lying with me. Go in Miami. When he come back, we have some business to do. See you in a couple of weeks. His sister called me. The third day he was there, the second or third day he was there, he collapsed. His medical, stage 4. Within days, all of his systems had shut down. His kidney, his liver, they had him. He couldn't even have water. He was literally waiting to die. Heart attack, cancer, kidney disease, liver disease, all of these things. The reason they tell you eat well and exercise, avoid excessive alcohol and cigarettes, the reason they tell you that is you never see ads of the pretty people in hospital on life support. You never see it. You never see the consequences of a life of batting grog. You don't. You don't see the consequences when somebody's life is cut short. Even if they live to 80, they could have lived to more. But you don't see those things. Because that's not for anybody else to see. When you get a sickness, a critical illness, heart disease, stroke, cancer, you can never be the same. You can never live as long as you were going to live before. You can never do the things you did before. And hear me when I tell you this. It is different now for Maxi Coffee. The game that the government is playing is politics. They are deathly afraid of a by-election because they are certain, as I am, that they will lose. So, the moderators and the administrators of that page were told, shut Phillip Alexander up, post this. This is what was posted. You are supposed to believe what I am about to read to you was written by a man recovering from a second massive stroke. I am totally disgusted by that failed UNC politician Phillip Edward Alexander's ongoing attempts to gasp political air by clinging onto my back for his moribund People's Empowerment Party. I would like him to know that I am more alive, thank God, than the phantom membership of his political party, and refuse to be used to bring pep into a dying political career. Despite his attempts to traumatize my family, friends, constituents, and supporters, I wish to assure them that their prayers continue to be answered as I am well on my way to recovery and I am getting stronger daily. The doctors are pleased with my continued progress since my arrival here, and by God's grace, I shall be back home as soon as they clear me for travel to return home. I am bolstered by my faith in God and the unfailing love of my family and feel born again. I stopped there because I knew, and I said it last night in last night's video, I said that is not Maxi Coffee, because I know Maxi Coffee. So today, and recently, just before the show, I put out a post which I sent to the entire government, the entire opposition, the diplomatic corps, the business community, all of the media, and posted on all social media. Fitzy's turn to lie. After a suspicious release posted to a page hosted in the name of Maxi Coffee, MP for La Hoqueta Talparo, was shared by the media, many people have been questioning not only the content, but the style, as most knowing Coffee and the way he thinks and speaks are aware of his droning, almost nasal manner of communicating. The actual wording of the post seems so at odds it caused many to question if it was in fact Maxi Coffee himself penning those words. Then members of the medical profession chimed in and contributed that, unfortunately, a victim of 2 massive strokes would not be speaking in such a rhythm and would be more inclined to stumble and stall repeatedly, which begged the question, if not Maxi, then who? Who posted the now famous post that Guardian Media, The Express, and Newsday chose to excitedly share without fact-checking and due diligence? Who? Investigations into the operation of the page revealed that not only was it not Maxi Coffee who wrote the post, but the page was being stage managed by operatives and moderators, and rumor has it that the person they turned to for the actual comment posted was none other than the verbose, overly wordy, loquacious, garrulous and talkative Fitzgerald Hines. Only he uses and chooses the obscure words and turns of phrase employed in the attack. Only he uses that pompous style, making even the most amateur of untrained ears able to recognize it once the link was made. After both Stuart Young and Keith Rowley failed in their own attempts to mislead, has the government been again caught attempting to hoodwink the nation on the issue of MP Coffee's condition? Mr. Prime Minister, once again, on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago in general and the constituents of La Hoqueta Talparo specifically, I call on you to please end the embarrassing sideshow and come straight with the people. Where is Maxi Coffee? And what is his medical condition? The people of this country who pay his and your salaries have an absolute right to know. We will not be letting this go. We are going to continue to pursue this. We will hold the government to its responsibility to the Constitution, no matter how they chafe at the reality that they answer to us. They will answer to us. That's not going to go away. That's not going away. So that, we dealt with that. We waiting now. We waiting. They say another man. Somebody posted, Maxi is like Jesus. They say he's going to come again, but nobody knows when. Somebody else said, well, if that is the case, he's going to start looking in Revelation. And I thought that was so hilarious. Because it's sweet for days. The second thing I wanted to touch on was, all of we fight to resist being associated with Donald Trump's shithole country comment. And we didn't want that. And I watch people fight to say we're not a shithole. And I try to understand, of all the countries in the world that could qualify as a shithole, hear this. Hear this. Just let me check this message here, because I have an important message. Right. Everybody want to send me messages on this government's thing. Hear this, right? On the day the International Criminal Court opens a probe on violence in Venezuela, Venezuela Foreign Affairs Minister and Hugo Chavez's son-in-law, Jorge Araiza, arrived in TNT. Our Foreign Affairs Minister, Dennis Moses, gave an interview with propaganda channel Telesur, reaffirming Trinidad and Tobago's strong relationship with Venezuela. If we are a shithole, we are a shithole of class. And some guy, and I guess, again all, because he's a performer or an entertainer, and he's in Trinidad for Michelle's show, I was told, and he posted on his Facebook something about third world, because he was talking about Trinidad. And I think Trinidadians, I don't know if they read it wrong, I don't know if they read it right, I don't know the guy. I couldn't, if you put a picture of him in front of me now, I couldn't pick him out. But when I saw Facebook blow up, putting this Montana man in the place, about calling me third world, I say, did something happen that I'm not aware of? Did we stop being a failed nation? Did we stop being an narco state? When did we improve? In fact, somebody said, him calling us third world is a compliment, because we actually fourth or fifth world, you know. This country, no, nothing works. Nothing works. We only continue it to chug along because they still have money left in the credit, you know. When the credit use up, it's IMF for Trinidad, you know. That's what they're doing. They're trying to destroy the nation so that their rich partners who have money sitting in foreign countries will bring it back and buy up your land and your business for cheap. But if anybody wants to be vexed about something, don't be vexed about a man calling us a shithole or about the next man calling us a third world nation. Be vexed that we are. Be vexed that this blessed nation that this paradise on earth, be blessed, be vexed, that this paradise on earth is a third world nation. Trinidad, in Time magazine, 15 years ago, was referred to as the tiger of the Western Hemisphere. You ever hear that? This country. I tell people, up to the 70s, this tiny dot was a net food exporter. I tell people, before Eric Williams' crazy socialist experiment with the secondary school system, this country had the highest standard of education in the Western world. Our standard of education, up to the 80s, was higher than the United States and Canada. This country, our petrotrin, our refinery, was at one point the biggest and most productive in the world. Listen now. Our cocoa, best in the world. Our honey, best in the world. Our peppers, for a while, were the hottest. We're now the second hottest in the world. Our sugar. This country owns the largest pitch lake in the world. This country owns the only nylon pool in the world. This country. The first line of latitude that was drawn around planet Earth was drawn through Trinidad and Tobago. There is an observatory street in Trinidad because that's an actual line of latitude. This country was Eden. Go in the Bible where Adam and Eve was. Guys, here. Name the fruit. I ain't talking about apples and grapes and pears. Name the fruit or vegetable that is the best in the world and what it does that don't grow here. Name it. Name it. Avocado is the best fat of any naturally occurring fat in nature. Avocados grow here like this. You have a tree, and avocados fall on the ground, and more trees grow. Guava, highest vitamin C, 5 times the vitamin C of an orange. Guava. When I say see a guava somewhere for sale. Soursop, they're still trying to understand the effect soursop has on cancer cells, but they know that it is a natural cancer fighter, that it reduces the production of cancer cells naturally. Soursop. Breadfruit. Breadfruit is the only low glycemic starch. Unlike wheat, rice, and potato, it doesn't spike your blood sugar. It stabilizes your blood sugar. We have Dashin Edo's sweet potato breadfruit. Our diet could be the best in the world. We should be exporting our diet, but instead we're importing Starbucks and Burger King and McDonald's and KFC deep fried bullshit. We should be leading the world with our nutritious food, but instead they have us thinking like Fitzgerald Hines. If you know Fitzgerald Hines at all, you will tell. I mean, you could be a first-year psychology student to realize the amount of times that he speaks about blackness and black people and who to black. You realize Fitzgerald Hines has a problem with himself, and he has spent the largest part of his adult life trying to walk, talk, and sound like Massa. And he will go to his grave at the end of his journey through this world, never accomplishing the one thing that Fitzgerald Hines wants more than anything else in this world, and that is to wake up white with flowing blonde hair. That's what Fitzgerald Hines wants. That's why he speaks the way he speaks. He wants to be more eloquent than the Queen's grandson. This country is supposed to lead the world in so many things. I go to the green market in Santa Cruz. There is a lady that comes to sell honey. She has apiaries in different parts of Trinidad. She has bees in different parts of Trinidad, in Mayaro, in Toco, in Piti Valley, all over and in Tobago. She has apiaries. And she has all her honeys from her different apiaries. And she gives you a little tiny spoon. And she gives you a sample from each honey. And she tells you what the bees eat. And you could taste it in the honey. It don't get better than that. I mean, literally, you could stand up. It's like nature's Haagen-Dazs. You could stand up and sample honey till you find the actual honey that you love. How important is honey? Honey is the only food that is fully nutritious that never rots. It's not like golden ray margarine that if you put it outside, nothing to eat it, no fly, no mold, no nothing. That is a science experiment. I'm talking about honey. They found honey in tombs in Egypt that was still edible. Honey. Honey is perfect, is nature's perfect food. This Trinidad and Tobago boasts the best people. I put up a post today. I said, look, we, one people under one flag. You know, plenty Trinidadians didn't know that a Trinidadian won a Nobel Prize for astrophysics. Many Trinidadians don't know that a Trinidadian woman was in space. That Heather Headley, a Trinidadian, she's counted as having one of the 5 best voices in the world. We don't just have Nicki Minaj, we have Heather Headley. And I put it up, Peter Minchell. I mean, when we won that 4x400 relay, we shocked the world. Peter Minchell is so incredibly talented. The man is beyond artist. You all know, all over the world now, they have these things called sky dancers, where outside car place and all these places, when somebody trying to, it's like a thing that's blow up in the air and stand up and it's come back down on the ground. It's blow up in the air. It's called a sky dancer. Peter Minchell invented that. I'm telling you, invented it. Didn't patent it. Doesn't get any money from it. He invented. The man's so creative. That is ours. Have you ever looked at some of the beauty queens that came out of this country? Penny Commission, Wendy Fitzwilliams, Giselle Laurent. I mean, this woman, Halle Berry, came second to Giselle Laurent in Miss World. Halle Berry. She came second to Giselle Laurent. Atto Boland, George Bovell III, Nicki Minaj, Heather Headley, Slinger Francisco. I put out Penny, Lester Small Charles. You all know Lester Small Charles? He went on to become, during the 80s, he ripped up the airwaves as Billy Ocean. You ever heard the song Caribbean Queen? That's Lester Small Charles. The world knew him as Billy Ocean. Anya Ayamchi. Say what you want to say about her. She won Project Runway. V.S. Naipaul. V.S. Naipaul. When I read Miguel Street, I thought I will never write another book again. I will never write another. After reading that, I thought this man was so incredibly talented. Hazley Crawford, the fastest human in the entire world in 1976. Dylan Carter, up and coming, going to change Keyshawn Walcott. Dylan is a swimmer. Keyshawn Walcott. We make joke and say Keyshawn pelt mango. Keyshawn won a gold medal in his sport that nobody taught him. Dwight York. One day, his proper history will be recorded. And Dwight York will go down as one of the best footballers ever. You know. Dwight's career was interrupted by poverty and fame. Because poverty kept him back and fame almost destroyed him. Roger Pulwati, one of the people who won a Nobel Prize for astrophysics. Brian Charles Lara, the greatest cricketer who ever lived. Gillionaire, the man, he is the engine room behind Major Lazer. Dolly Nicholas, who has 8 US and TT patents for processes for the conversion of plastic. Michel Sohan, the owner of Bakery Treats, went to France to the most prestigious pastry and cake decorating competition in the world and beat everybody. She came first. This is our country. And that was just a snapshot. I said by no means conclusive. I just wanted to show this country, Eden, this country, Utopia, Trinidad and Tobago, is supposed to be the best country in the world to live. This country. Why is it not? I asked that question. So when the Queen left, we were so good. What happened? Politics. The politics of greed and theft. That's what happened. And destroyed Trinidad and Tobago. That's what happened. We don't have to remain a shithole. We don't have to. Donnie telling me, don't forget David Rudder. Donnie, I play David Rudder music every day of life. Every night. If I have 100 videos, 99 have at least one Rudder song playing in it. I know David Rudder. My son today was playing Rudder music for him. I tell him, I said, I had Rudder before, Rudder was a hit. Go and download Calabash. He couldn't believe. This country doesn't have to remain third world and shithole. We can fix it. Sugar can't be good for me. Somebody just texted me and told me Labre means the tar. That's how it got the name Labre for the pitch league. Amazing. All this work we do, is to rescue Eden. Not one person in the PEP. running down a position over.
My Trinidad and Tobago. Whoa, my Trinidad and Tobago. Keep my heart full of fire that burns so bright. Dedicated to everything that's right. Keep unity and equality in La Trinity. It's one heart, one soul. So great, so bold. We building stronger. Together, we climbing higher and we reaching further. It's one heart, one soul. Yeah. This land is my land and my legacy. Our forefathers and foremothers fought vehemently, united so that we stand independently. Celebrating our nation's first half century, with a culture so inherently in all our we. I love the way we walk and talk with rhythm and such melody. I salute my country, my Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, my Trinidad and Tobago. Keep my heart full of fire, burn so bright. Dedicated to everything that's right. Keep unity and equality.
All of the releases that are being put out by the government, that they solved on the police, that they intercepted and solved and stopped and all this drama, goes to the point that I have been making from the start of the season, and I have been telling people, I told my entire family, have nothing to do with this carnival. This is not a normal time in Trinidad and Tobago. We cannot ignore the reality of the condition of Trinidad and Tobago. We cannot pretend that we are not living in dangerous times. But I want to tell you something, because I use a lot of this video to tell you that Trinidad could be the most beautiful country in the world again. We still have the most beautiful people in the world still. We could still, in quick time, grow enough food to feed ourselves and export. We could still diversify the economy and make everybody live a good, happy, healthy, wholesome life. We could do all of those things. But we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we have to decide if that is what we want. Because if that is what we want, we have to solve the problem where the problem exists. The problem this country has, the only real problem this country has, is a massive void at the leadership level, a leadership crisis. We've never had a good government. We've never had proper visionary leadership in Trinidad and Tobago. And if we want a better country, we need to start there. We need to vote ourselves a better nation.
Your vote will decide our destiny. Your vote will decide what you want to be. Your vote can protect our country's fate.
But use it well before it's too late.
If it is that who you till fairly on a doubt,
When you're voting,
put them out.
are the solution, you know?
If it is they prove it to be only full amount,
When you're voting,
put them out.
they only have one cure for the disease, you
If
know.
it is the time it's now that
Change must come about. Just as how you vote them in, vote them out.
register and
Vote them out.
if they done see,
Vote them out.
state your finger and
Vote them
show
out.
them no mercy.
Vote them out.
Put them out with total scorn and
Utter disdain. Let's put our country together again.
put them out of power.
Terminate the rape.
Let's put our country together again.
The entire nation of Trinidad and Tobago is going to turn to the people of La Hoqueta Talparo. We are looking to you to send the message to the government of the day that we completely and unreservedly reject the corruption, tribalism and mismanagement that has been passing from government in this country for the past 55 years. Immediately and with full effect, we begin the process of rolling back all of the consequences of that cancer and apply the cure, sweet TNT.
If for 30 years you voting them in, and it's only tears
As soon as
as they
they
win,
enslave your soul, promising your roads
and giving potholes. If they are the reason why the economy won't sprout,
when you're voting, vote them out.
if it is the passing laws
And them alone.
can float,
When you're voting, vote them out. If it is the eyesores, east, west, north, and south, yes, that's how you vote them in.
register and totally state your finger and rescue the country. Put them up with tempo, they have me in pain.
Let's put our country together again
Put them out with calypso,
and joyous refrain.
let's put our country together again.
No other political organization has offered the depth of policies and programs that the Progressive Empowerment Party has brought to you, have put before the nation 3 years before the election, that even the most educated to the simplest all agree the language is easy to understand. And from a problem-solving position, you could see this will fix it. Trinidad can be healed. We can repair it. We just have to want it.
If their policy is a fallacy, their bureaucracy
A catastrophe. If you cannot cope and you're seeing so, then your only hope is for them to vote.
If it is fabrication, these statements that they spout,
When you're voting, vote them out.
if it is that frustration,
Doesn't make you want to shout when you're voting, when you want to cuss.
before they misuse out, T-Fox sell out and digs out. If it you, put them in, register and all of them,
Them and their system, all their finances, their entire bandit clan, vote them out.
let's put our country together again. Put them out in Kamuto and in Laromet. Let's put our country together again.
Education, healthcare, food production, home ownership, security, jobs, elders policies, youth policies, gender policies, an animal bill of rights, a people bill of rights, an environment bill of rights. We have plans and policies that end flooding, that repurposes the plastic junk that collects in the rivers, puts them as treasure in the hands of people who can repurpose and reuse them for development.
People must come first, citizens by right.
None of we are worse, yellow, black or white, food, shelter and clothes, free movement and speech, a garden that grows, and one loaf for each.
If it is that injustice is what they always show,
When you're voting,
if it is that avarice
is all they seem to know.
when you're voting,
If it is their politics, it's just a puppy show. When election day come, red and yellow, all bandit must go.
register and if they don't see,
Vote them out.
say no finger and
Vote them out.
them no mercy.
Vote them out.
Put them out with total scorn and utter disdain.
Let's put our country together again.
Put them out of power.
Terminate their reign.
Let's put our country together again.
The history of this country is replete with damage and catastrophe caused by small and low people that have put themselves and their naked interests first. Avarice and greed have destroyed this country. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, not only must we face it and name it, we must stand up to it, undo it, and redo this country to functionality. We could make it so that not one citizen is left behind, that all of our people have a home to live in, that all of our people have a job and a chance at a career, that education functions and teaches proper practice to children and gives them the tools of how to think, not just want. Healthcare, that first world healthcare, professional healthcare that treats all of our people with dignity and respect. A farming and food production policy that brings the price of food within the grasp of every single citizen. Think about it. Think about where you are, where we've been, what we've spent, the money that we've lost, the opportunities foregone. We need to never make that mistake again. All of these parties who want to come to you now and tell you they have this idea and that idea, when you were in government and you were in office, why you didn't put those ideas into practice? The time is now to rescue Trinidad and Tobago. We won't get a better chance. We certainly don't have a second chance. And I am imploring all of you who consider yourselves real members of the Progressive Empowerment Party, this Saturday, 10 o'clock, we're having a training session on policy. I know it is Carnival Saturday, but the country is important. If you can, come down at 10 o'clock. We want to make sure that when you get into a conversation with anybody about what the PEP stands for, that you are well versed and actualized, that you can carry the conversation from a position, not just what, but how and when. We have all of this information and we're giving it away for free. This Saturday, if you're coming and you would like to walk with refreshments to share, if you could, don't feel stressed. Don't let that be an impediment that keeps you back. If you can't, no horrors, somebody else brings. We usually have more than we need. The party always asks for members. Come and sign up. Come and join. Come and get involved. Come and make yourself a part of the process. Come and be a part of the actual family that is building this party. We need your assistance financially. We need help. Every dollar counts. Give us $1, $5, $10. Pass through Stanmore Avenue and throw a $10,000 check on them. It's going right back into fixing your country. If you want a better Trinidad and Tobago, if you want a place where your children and your grandchildren can grow in safety, where you and your elders can age with respect and peacefully, contribute and assist and help us build the rescue of Trinidad and Tobago. Nothing else makes sense. Right now, we are faced with stalled economy, broken systems, and nothing works. We cannot continue like this. We will end up in a crisis. We are asking you to stand up for yourself, for your loved ones, and for your country. And if you are ready, the Progressive Empowerment Party welcomes you into our family. peptrinbago@gmail.com is the email address. peptt.com is the website. 347-4PEP, the phone number. PEP, APP, the PEP app. There is an actual YouTube channel. I just never remember what it is to say it. Our headquarters is 19 Stanmore Avenue, Port of Spain. We look forward to you contacting us in any way. All of our overseas and foreign-based Trinis and Peppers, we love and appreciate all of you. We thank you for all the help that you give us and the support that you continue to give. You are the actual tip of the spear. You are leading the charge, and we appreciate each and every one of you. If you want to be in the meeting on Saturday, link up Kenneth, Luke, and he will give you the information as to how to tune in online. So, until tomorrow, stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.